Are you ready for another 30 Gamercam clips full of massive crashes and epic moments? Grab your snacks and let's get started. Avionic was driving his full-size sedan in snowy conditions. When he tried to overtake another car while speeding, he lost control and hit an oncoming vehicle. Ambush was making a left turn through an intersection when, all of a sudden, a Toyota FJ Cruiser came flying out of nowhere. The Toyota driver ran the red light and flew into the intersection without slowing down. A police officer happened to be approaching the intersection, so the officer called for backup to collect statements from other drivers. The police also obtained this security cam footage from a nearby car dealership. Don't forget to check out Wham Baam Security Cam for real-life security camera videos. Bart was driving to work one morning when he was hit by a sedan at insanely high speeds. The car hit his vehicle as well as another one in the other lane. The driver in the other lane was crying because that was her first car and she'd only bought it 2 hours before. The driver of the green sedan was drunk. Does anybody still think it's a good idea to drink and drive? The chief of the Belasco PD was pursuing a stolen police car. They were driving over 100 miles per hour when the suspect lost control and crashed. The suspect's vehicle flew into the chief's vehicle, causing major damage to both. Jonah bought a new SUV, but his excitement was his undoing. He was swerving through traffic even though the road was covered in snow and ice. He lost control in a zigzag at around 130 miles per hour and hit a small hatchback head-on. The hatchback was completely crushed and Jonah's SUV was totaled as well. Artyom was driving on the highway in Germany. All of a sudden, the car in front of him hit a road barrier. He managed to avoid the debris, but his rear bumper cover hit the guardrail. Leonardo was slowing down on a highway due to a car accident. Suddenly, he was rear-ended by another vehicle at high speed. Knuckles sent us footage from a highway camera. It shows two street racers speeding on an Italian highway until one of them loses control. He hit the guardrail repeatedly until the car burst into flames. The other racer hit debris from the wreck, causing damage to his own vehicle. One car was totaled and the other had $22,000 in damage. Sultan Dab was playing Car Driving School Simulator when he decided to overtake a vehicle over a solid line. He ignored all the warnings from the game, went too fast into a curve, and crashed his vehicle. This game could teach a lot of people what not to do. This submitter was driving down a Mexican highway when two lanes merged into one. Two vehicles collided while both drivers tried to merge, but one didn't see the other. The driver of an Acura then crashed head-on into an oncoming van. While our submitter was distracted, he bumped into the car in front of him. What a mess! This submitter was rallying in Johnson Valley when he went over a small jump, lost control, and rolled multiple times. The CSX 425 was racing in a Formula 1 race when two drivers collided in front of him. The Mercedes driver bumped into the Ferrari driver, but only the Mercedes spun out. The Ferrari driver and our submitter were both able to continue. Bubble was driving his Tesla Model 3 in Greenville. He decided to turn right at an intersection. That's when the driver in front of him turned right from the straight-only lane. Our submitter hit the other vehicle, but the other driver agreed to pay for the repairs. David was driving with his friend to a party. He decided to overtake a vehicle when he lost control, flew off the road, hit a ramp, and flew into a parking lot. He hit several parked vehicles and kept rolling until finally stopping in a field. Thomas found a bug in Forza Horizon 5. Apparently going under a footpath causes you to fall through the map. Perry was driving his Porsche on a highway at high speed. All of a sudden, one of his tires blew out and he crashed into the road barriers. David was driving his BMW M1 on a Utah highway when he saw two cars ahead. He was driving pretty fast, so he slammed on the brakes, locking up his tires. He lost control and hit the two vehicles ahead of him. Police responded to the scene after the crash occurred. The repair bill came to $120,000 US. This submitter was driving downhill on an icy road. He tried to stop for traffic up ahead, but the road was too slick. He hit the guardrail and bumped into one of the cars. After stopping, he realized the traffic was stopped because they'd all been involved in an accident before he even arrived. This submitter was driving in City Car Driving Simulator when he exceeded the speed limit. All of a sudden, traffic ahead of him slowed down. He slammed on his brakes, but it was too late, and he still rear-ended a car. Levi was driving his BMW on a highway during rush hour. Traffic in the middle lane stopped. Soon after, drivers in his lane stopped and turned on their hazard lamps. He slammed on the brakes, but sadly, he crashed into the vehicles. Bent Equation was leaving his house and obeying the speed limit when he didn't notice a stop sign. By the time he'd noticed the stop sign and slammed on his brakes, it was too late. A 2018 Dodge Charger Demon SRT driven by his friend DeMazda hit the rear of Bent Equation's 2017 Acura NSX. Raymond was driving his semi-truck when he wanted to overtake a slower bus. That's when an NPC merged into his lane. Raymond slammed on the brakes and merged back into the right lane, honking all the way. Jonty was leading a race when he made a critical mistake while rounding a corner. This caused him to lose control and hit a tree. The cost to repair the car was around $7,000 US. This submitter was driving off-road in Forza Horizon 5. He approached a curve at high speed, flew off the road, and ended up in the river. Joshua was driving his BMW when he failed to yield at an intersection and T-boned a Land Rover. This submitter was driving at night on the East Coast. When he approached a small intersection, another driver failed to yield and hit his car. The impact caused him to spin out and crash into the guardrail. Super Scoper recorded a crazy BMW driver hitting a van at high speed. Man, what's with these BMW drivers? Bob was driving a Nissan GTR on a German highway. He took his eyes off the road for just a moment, but by the time he looked back, he was already drifting into the other lane. When he swerved back, he lost control and slid until he hit a car. Ace was driving in Johnson Valley one night. All of a sudden, he noticed a car on the side of the road, so he swerved into the oncoming lane to avoid hitting it. Then, a wild mattress appeared in his path, so he swerved back, but that caused him to lose control altogether. Bard was driving to work when an aggressive driver tried to overtake him, but an oncoming vehicle appeared. The driver pit maneuvered Bart, causing him to roll over. The other driver tried to flee, but he quickly crashed and completely destroyed his car.
Wham! Bam, we got a Patreon, man. Please support the show.